Yes, it is time to talk about sales, sales. And today we're going to be talking about focusing on your best. In sales, you being at your best makes a huge difference. And there are certain things that you need to know about focusing on your best so you can close more deals, so people really love selling with you and working with you and buying from you, which is the point of this whole thing, is that they buy from you so that they can be successful. And the only way that happens is when you absolutely positively focus on your best. Let's get ready to go.
We're both brave, seen, heard. We're paid well, both brave, seen, heard. We're power women.
I'm a power woman, bold and brave and well paid. Woman, I've seen and heard a great leader. Woman, we're experts and leaders expanding together as connecting and growing, we're powerful.
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to talk about focusing on what you do best in sales. This is the most juicy thing you can do is focusing on your strengths of what you do best. So maybe what you are is this enthusiastic person, this joyous person. Bring that to the game. Maybe what you are is analytical, that you like data, that you like to make sure that there's a process in everything. Bring that to the game. If what you are is someone that's super positive and seeks to serve and solutions, bring that to the game. If you're somebody that's really fascinated with the infrastructure of how something works and really love going into the details of the solution, you talk about the solution, but you love talking about the solution, then you know that that's your best. A lot of times people do not spend time at defining what do they bring in as their best when they're in sales. What do they bring to the game that's their magic sauce, that there's their joy. I know for myself that I can think on my feet really fast. I know that my enthusiasm, my energy are big, high level. They want to hear it, they want to know it, they want to have a response. I know that I am amazing at listening to what some of their issues and problems are. And with that, that's what's really important. So let's start talking about some of the other things that are really important. And for a minute, I'm just going to share this song for 1 second because you'll get to know some information about me.
Power, bagging, power, be feisty, be focused, be fearless, have fun. Bagging, power, this is what I sing when I'm walking down the street. I've got the power, she's got the power, we've got the power, yes. Be feisty, be focused, be fearless, have fun. Bagging, power, when I hold on to it, won't.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about that in a minute because that's part of how I share my brilliance with people by having some dynamic introductions and dynamic words and presentation of who I am in a powerful way. That's how I like to present myself. How do you like to present yourself? How do you like to be seen? Because that's really important for people to know what they're engaging with. They see you on social media, they see you out there, and they have an expectation of who you're going to be. For me, sometimes what I do when I want to be able to focus on my best, I actually listen to some of the songs I've created, listen to the words that I just shared with you so that I know that I am focused on what I do best because that's where my magic lies. One of the things that you have to recognize really important, no one does everything really well. Nobody does everything really well. I know that details sometimes escape me. I sometimes won't see a little nuance. And because I'm dyslexic, sometimes I don't even see what I've written really well. I need another eye to look at. I need to see things. So I need to partner with people that are really, really good at that. And I don't mean just in terms of preparing my materials for when I'm doing a sales call, preparing my presentation when I'm doing a sales call. I also mean in terms of bringing them in to the sales call. Depending on how large I think the organization is or what this deal might look like, I will bring other people to be with me sitting on my side of the table that will be able to bring in some really great insight and information that will help my buyer really decide, are you the right person? Sometimes those people are people that I know. Sometimes it's actually people that are in the community where I'm going to be presenting, and I'll hire them online and give them the information. They might be researchers or data analysis, people that can present some deep information in the sales call so there's a sense of confidence and clarity on the part of the buyer. That depends on how big the deal is. And that's really important for you is, are you seeking other partners that you can do, because you can't do everything really well. It goes really back to that your genius is in what you do best. My genius is in engaging people. My genius is in being able to create this enthusiasm. The more you can define all that is your genius, the more helpful it is when you are preparing for your sales calls. The more helpful it is when people then know, oh, what does she do that's really good? I can't wait for her to come in. I can't wait for being. Now, I have to tell you something. Many, many years ago, I was a receptionist for a very large corporation. And being a receptionist is really a powerful place because I got to see many, many, many salespeople coming in to sell many, many different kinds of products and services. And I can tell how they were coming in, what they knew about themselves, and if they knew what was their best, and if they knew how to get through the gatekeeper, me. Some of the people just knew how great they were in certain ways. And they walked in from the time they got off the elevator, walked towards me. They had a swagger, a confidence, a clarity. They knew their genius. Others weren't as clear as what their genius was. And so you can see it from the time they get off the elevator and walk to you. You can see how they were presenting. Well, this happens over the phone. This happens in your emails. This happens in your social media. People can feel whether or not you were really clear about what your genius is and what you do best. And it's really important in sales that you know that. One of the best ways is, like I shared a little bit earlier, is to build a partnership with others to build on each other's strengths. Now, if you are in a small business and you don't have a whole bunch of people, find in your industry or your community people who you can work well with to partner on and maybe build a bigger deal together. I have a friend, and she knows a lot of people in her industry. She regularly goes down and says, hey, Joe, do you want to partner on this? Let's go pitch together. She's very creative with ideas, but she needs people who are experts in other areas to come in and play with her. And they've closed some great deals like that. Can you build a partnership with somebody? Is there another person in your industry that you could play with? Maybe offers a different service. The more you could do that, the easier it is to get in and close the deal, because you're both in a partnership building on your strengths. It's wonderful. The other thing you want to be able to think about is, how can you create a group of people who sell, who have different strengths, that you can have a weekly accountability meeting. I love sales call masterminds. These are groups of people that get together, and usually it's four people in a group. And what they do is they get together once a week to do sales calls. So let's say there's 4 people. I'm one of those people. This week, we might be focusing on Mary. So all 3 of us are making sales calls, introductory calls, helping her for Mary. So we all make the phone calls. So it's an hour. We're pumping up. Well, that's maybe that we might be able to get through at least 30 calls in that 1 hour on behalf of Mary. We log it, we give it to Mary, so that next month we have our follow-up calls. The next week we do it for Tom. And then we all three of us then start calling on behalf. My fingers are getting all cross-eyed. We all then focus on Tom and we make those sales calls. We do this for 1 month. So by the end of the month, each one of us has had 3 to 4 different voices calling on our behalf to get an appointment, to get the next steps and get heard. And that gives you great momentum for the rest of the week, because now that you've had that done, ooh, you're psyched and you're ready to go to that next level. It's really powerful. So see about creating an accountability sales calling group. It is a rich way to get connected. You want to stay in your lane and shine. One of the biggest things is how sometimes we jump out of different lanes. I can do that. For instance, I love coaching women in business. I love coaching women executives who have to have influence, impact, and inspire others. Well, those are all sales, marketing, thinking about how to get yourself seen and heard, be bold, be brave, be seen, be heard, and be paid well. That is my lane. I am not the person to talk to if people are having issues and problems with their family. I'm not the person to talk to if it's about a strict process that you may be having some strategic challenges on launching a particular product. I'm not going to do that with you. I'm going to focus on you and your presence, your way of showing up in the world. I'm going to focus on you and selling yourself and marketing yourself. That's what I'm amazing at. And that's what I'll focus on. So I will bring other people who are in other lanes that can help my clients, because I want them to thrive. And sometimes I'm just not the right person for it. And I admit it. You have to admit it too. I want you to shine, because that's critically important. For those of you who don't know, you could go to Power Women Worldwide and see all the services that we do. We have a great group called Power Women Elite for women, speakers, experts, and authorities who want to be in a group together, grow their business, be bold, be brave, be seen and heard. And I am thrilled that you're here. Oh, look, there's somebody here. And Dr. Raquel is with us. So receptions are behind the power of the throne. Absolutely, Raquel. I'm so glad that you share that. Absolutely. Thank you. So for everybody watching, remember, absolutely focus on what you do best, because that's how you sell effectively. See you next week.